And Don Brown especially, if I had seen that tape on you before I came here, I'm not so sure I would have come. Pretty strong stuff. But in the next 30 minutes, what I'd like to talk about, look at this tape. I'd like to spend a few moments talking about Al Sunshine. Al was born in 1858. Actually, Al was born in Chicago, grew up in New Jersey, and wound up as an outstanding journalism graduate at the University of Miami. He's interned at PLG, he's worked at TVJ, and was a bureau manager for CNN here in Miami. And since 1988, he's been a reporter and consumer investigator for CBS. He's won numerous awards throughout his career, including the Media Fairness Award from the Miami Police Department, Outstanding Television Award from the Florida Public Health Association, and a First Place National Excellence Award from the National Association of Consumer Agency Administrators. And I think the way you value someone like Al's work is whether they've affected change. Al's investigations have prompted over a dozen state and local consumer protection laws, and for that he's very proud. And here are a few. The Motor Vehicle Repair Protection Act from the state of Florida, Dade County Motor Vehicle Repair Law, Broward County Motor Vehicle Repair Law, the Safety Rail Inspection Law from the state of Florida, and the prohibition of price gouging during hurricane emergencies from Dade County. And if you think Al is special, you ought to meet his wife, Deborah. Deborah is a special education teacher in the Dade County school system, currently at Palmetto Elementary School. And as a father of a special needs child myself, I understand the commitment, the sensitivity, and the dedication it takes to do her job. She makes Al's job look real easy. Al's two daughters, Melissa and Stephanie, are outstanding students, and Melissa is a Florida State University student. Al, shame on you, sunshine.
Al remembers seeing his first camera. His father would polish it and point it at everyone he loved the most and preserve important family events. Then the family would marvel over those old pictures, Dad's recording of family history. So as Al grew up, it was very natural that he would get his own camera and start taking pictures, recording his own history. Growing up, Al saw his world change, often violently. 1963, in elementary school, President Kennedy's assassination. And as a student at the University of Miami, he covered campus politics with that still camera of his, Kent State protests, football, and wrote all about it in the school paper. He felt the pride of knowing the University of Miami newspaper, with his words and his pictures, was chosen by the Intercollegiate Press Association as the best student publication in the country. He'll never forget being asked to work with the legend, Ralph Rennick. He learned TV can be a lot more than just lights and sounds, that it can change our history, shape our community, affect our lives.
Today's rally was held to show...
Al's work meant something special to the people watching, giving them solutions to their everyday problems, answers to their questions. During the corporate takeovers and changes sweeping the broadcasting industry during the late 70s and early 80s, Al had the chance to work for a new company, one that used a cable instead of an antenna to spread its story, CNN.
Is it going to be much different from the Mick Jagger of the past couple of years?
I think it's quite different. When I listen to it as an album, listen to like 10 or 11 things, it sounds quite different to me.
He covered the space program, including the Challenger disaster. He chased hurricanes all over the Southeast. He followed the Contras into Nicaragua and investigated the South Florida angles that would make up the Iran-Contra scandal. In 1988, he went back to covering one of the most dynamic news markets in the world, back home to Miami and CBS. WCIX Channel 6. More sweeping changes in the industry, and before he knew it, WCIX became WFOR, CBS 4. Now, with the chance to practice advocacy journalism full bore, shame on you, news that works for you, problem solving. He was not only covering the news, he was working to make a difference in his community. He investigated car repair scams, crooked mechanics, movers stealing their customers' belongings, and bogus modeling agencies promising their young clients fame and fortune, but ripping them off instead.
What if there's some girls that's saying that you're promising them jobs if they get expensive portfolios?
Bring them here, then.
Can you tell me your name? Ignacio.
The next time you break the camera, okay?
Listen,
The next time I hurt you, and I hurt him.
are you threatening us now?
And in 1992, Al didn't just cover the news, he became a part of it. Hurricane Andrew tears through South Florida. Before it wipes out South Dade's country walk, it pays a visit to Al's house.
It's been about 8 hours now since the storm hit. There's absolutely no way to describe what it's like to see your house in pieces. There's no way of knowing how long it's going to take to try to put our lives back together.
Hurricane Andrew showed Al firsthand what it's like to be on the other side of covering a disaster. It gave him a better sensitivity that as reporters we don't just waltz in and out of people's lives without it having a lasting effect on them and us. That's influenced his coverage ever since, and it started getting attention. Suddenly, those investigations were getting things done. More than a dozen new laws locally and statewide, and more attention. Emmy nominations, an Emmy Award, honors from statewide legal and medical groups.
Al Sunshine, a fine investigative reporter with our affiliated station, WCIX Channel 6 in Miami. Al, what's the most common scam you found?
And invitations to broadcast his work on national talk shows. The chance to warn viewers all over the country they could be ripped off and not even know about it. And more important, give them the answers they needed to know. Al has always believed TV could do more than just sell soap. And as long as he has a camera nearby, Al Sunshine will keep trying to prove it.
One day I hope to be able to be 10% as good as Al. And Al, congratulations. You deserve all the recognition you're going to get.
You have a heart of gold, and congratulations from Kelly Mitchell from Channel 10.
You taught me the best stand-up. I've used it time and time again. I'm quoting you verbatim. Tonight, there are more questions and answers, but one thing is sure, only time will tell. Al Sunshine, see ya, Al.
We love you, buddy, and congratulations.
Al, I'm pleased to be able to call attention to your long years of service, even though it reminds me of my own. In any case, congratulations.
Al, I've been watching you since I was 6 years old. Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations, Al. We're really proud of you, but how could a guy so young get a Lifetime Achievement Award like this? Congratulations.
It's an honor to be here tonight, to be among so many friends and so many colleagues that I've grown up with, and I've watched and I've admired and I've sweated and I've competed against. Ike Siemens, Don Brown. What you don't know is that Linda O'Brien and I crossed paths at the University of Miami. Bernie Pardo worked with me for a while at WTVJ to thank Ralph and Ruth and all the professionals that were there at the time I had with CNN, and the marvelous opportunity of being able to come back to Miami and cover this marvelously diverse community where you literally don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. I remember there are just so many stories, and I really don't want to bore you tonight. I just want to thank you very, very much for allowing me to be part of this. The time that I've spent down here learning and evolving was obviously with the help of a lot of nurturing people, but was also with a lot of managers that wanted to take risks and wanted to take chances and wanted to break the molds. And I was volunteered for Shame on You, I guess back in 1989 by Eric Ober, who was then president of the CBS stations and became president of CBS News. And they basically said, listen, you know, you're a pain in the butt reporter, and we want you to be a pain in the butt, and we want you to use that camera and go do the Shame on You program that Arnold Diaz started in WCBS in New York. And with the help and the commitment of people that knew that television could change our community, could document it, could shape it, could enlighten us. I was given the honor of being able to use that camera and that station and the power of this medium in a way to positively shape our community. And Steve mentioned a couple of the laws that by the grace of God we've been able to have an effect on and an impact on. And the most important thing on all of them is they started with our audience, our viewers, the people that we work and sweat and toil for, telling us that there was a problem and they needed our help. And with the commitment of management and the commitment of the law department, we took risks, we took chances, we took cameras into places that they didn't want to have cameras in. We exposed problems that people did not want to have exposed. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for the privilege and the honor of these past 28 years of being able to use that camera and that microphone to enlighten, to expose, and to be a positive influence for change for a community that is very desperately looking for unity and very desperately looking for answers and very desperately looking for the leadership professionally to heal in a way that this community is still looking for. I want to thank Steve Malden, General Manager and Vice President for WFOR, for being here tonight. My wife, Deborah, of 28 years, and for those of you in the business, this is a very, very difficult business to have meaningful relationships. And all I can say about my wife is at the University of Miami, she was down there at the Orange Bowl Stadium holding the cameras, holding the camera bags, supporting me as a photographer at the University of Miami. There were many nights, weekends, holidays, birthdays, and other events that I wasn't there because I was working and learning my trade and covering the news. And she's been there to make my life a lot better and a lot easier and supportive. For the entire family of WFOR, I am just absolutely gratified and very privileged to be working with you. We are the fastest rising news department in this community. We are going to be doing more stellar things for this community, and it's just an absolute privilege to be part of it. Now, I know it's late at night. There have been a lot of very, very important speeches. We've all had a lot of important things to say. Everybody's probably a little bit tired, and there's probably one thing that you've really wanted to say to me for a long time, and I'm going to give you the chance. And I want everybody to raise your right finger. I want you to point it up to the sky. Okay, get those fingers up, and I want you to start working that, get that elbow moving. Okay, this is what I call shamercizes. I usually use this to warm up a crowd, but I think tonight I'm going to use it at the end to really get everybody going. Okay, so on the point of 3, we're all going to say those magic words, shame on you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Shame on you! Okay, that was pretty good. One more thing and I'm done. I want to thank Ralph Murciano. Ralph, stand up for putting the tape together. I want to thank Gary Nelson. I want to thank the friends at CNN. I also want to thank the Wilson Media Center. And again, I want to thank all my friends and colleagues. It's been an absolute pleasure these past 28 years to work with you, to compete against you, and to have an opportunity of making this business a better business than it is. Thank you again.